And the Bucks are really eager to take that next step. No Berry team has ever been past this round, so a win here today would do a lot for this program and this university. And how sweet that would be if they could advance to the Sweet 16.
The Bucks are on the floor. Lynn in their final huddle. They're coached by Jeff Price in his 8th season. And head coach Butch Estes in his 2nd season with the Bucks, assisted by Ryan Saunders, Justin Furr, Michael Bradley, and Fred Limas. As both teams are on the floor, look at that height advantage between Thomas and Barroetta. Those are the two who will jump it up. And we get the whistle, and we are set. The Bucks will be moving from right to left in the home whites. Thomas and Barroetta to jump it up. Thomas wins it easily, and we are underway from inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse in Lakeland. It's Wilson starting off with the ball. Over to Harrison. Harrison to Landers. Landers drives, goes up off the glass and scores right over Garner.
A quick start for Fred Landers and the Fighting Knights, taking it right at Berry to set the tempo and set the tone early in this regional semifinal.
Garner has it top of the key. Trying to get it down to Barroetta in the post. Instead, brings it back out to Williams. Now Unio's going to try a triple, and Barroetta's off the mark on that one. Aaron Harrison down with the rebound. Well, the Bucks come up empty on their opening possession, and it's Wilson top of the key. Wilson brings it back over left side. He is a pass-first point guard. And he finds Berry. Berry's a shooter. The Bucks have to watch out for him, but he gets right to the rim. Barroetta might have gotten a piece of that ball. And so the Bucks coming up with it. Now Berry had a pretty good look at the layup there. I think Barroetta might have gotten a piece, and then Ferralis turns it over. Aaron Harrison with the steal. He goes all the way in and scores.
And Aaron Harrison has made a knack for takeaways. I believe he leads the Sunshine State Conference this year, or led the Sunshine State Conference in steals per game, right ahead of Derek Hill.
Well, it's 4-0 Lynn, 90 seconds into this ball game. Here's Garner, pulls up from the free throw line and hits. Avad Garner gets the Bucks on the board. And the Bucks will back off on defense here. No pressure initially on the made basket as Wilson able to walk it right up the floor. Haas dealing with Wilson as the Bucks in the man-to-man. It's Ferralis getting the assignment of Harrison. Landers now from the left wing, finds Harrison top of the key. Harrison puts it on the floor, gets to the basket. We're going to get a whistle, though, and a travel called on Harrison, and the Bucks will get it back, trailing by 4-2 with 18:01 left here in the first half. We're just underway. Some full court pressure here from Lynn. And they're going to back this off just a little bit. And Ferralis able to get it up over the middle of the floor. Finds Williams on the left side. Now to Haas. Haas dribbling around top of the key, off to Ferralis. Juan brings it over towards the left side, now drives down the middle. Swings over to Garner, deep jumper from Garner on the way is good, and Savad Garner hits his first 2 shots. We're tied at 4 as Wilson brings it back up the floor. Wilson quickly at Haas to the basket, layup is no good, got his own rebound, still has it underneath, and it gets out to Landers. His 3 on the way is no good. Long rebound to Garner. Now that pass accidentally reached Landers as it went to the hands of Thomas. Now Juan Ferralis, a transition triple is way off the mark. Harrison down with the rebound. Ari Williams caught him right in the face. I think Williams might have, Jim, caught one as well. I think both of those guys caught a shot in the face.
Yeah, a little tangle up there. Juan Ferralis looked like he had an open look as he tried to stretch that out into transition, and then was quickly converged on by the Fighting Knights and had to put up a higher arcing shot than he normally does. And Juan has a pretty high arcing shot as it is, but he had to kind of extend that one and was just off the mark, hitting the back of the iron.
Well, Harrison had to come off. Dante Scholl came in, so we'll obviously monitor the status of Harrison, who's on the end of the bench getting his eye looked at. Looked like he took the worst of that collision with Ari Williams. Williams took a shot too. It's Lynn with the basketball. Scholl has it, swings over to Wilson on the right wing. Now over to Berry in the corner. Ben Berry driving on Ari Williams, pulls up over him. It's off the mark, and Barroetta, nice job timing his jump. They're able to pull down the rebound. Here's Haas. Haas cross court to Juan Ferralis. In the corner, Garner. Garner has all 4 of the Bucks' points right now. As Barletta puts it on the floor, he has the speed, but Thomas able to recover and got the block. Wilson now out and running. Wilson gets held up, finds Ben Berry. He's open for a triple. That's long. Rebound Wilson. And Wilson able to stay with it here. Well, Lynn's done a nice job on the boards early. Berry another triple, and this time it's good.
Well, there's the three-point threat of Ben Berry that the Buccaneers are going to have to keep an eye on throughout this game, because it's just not the inside penetration of Russell Wilson. It's Ben Berry from the outside as well.
Juan Ferralis has the ball for the Bucks. Drives all the way in. Ferralis' layup is no good. Just off the mark. And Lynn able to get the rebound back. Over to Ben Berry. Swings down to Thomas. If Thomas tries to work on Barletta, instead kicks back out, and now Wilson has it top of the key. Lynn with a 3-point lead, 7-4. 15.5 to go here in the first half.
You want to talk about a mismatch. Corey Thomas against Junio Barletta. That's about a 5 or 6 inch differential.
Oh, Ben Berry gets free again, able to knock down another triple. And the lead is 6 for Lynn, 10-4. Haas now for the Bucks. Anders drives the lane, gets it off to Ferralis, but not before he's called for a charge. Poor start for Berry as we hit our first media timeout. They trail by 6 here, 10-4. And Lynn is really fired up to start this one.
Yeah, Ben Berry with those 2 outside threes. He's got 70. He had 72 coming into the NCAA tournament. So in the mid to upper 70s is Ben Berry. And that is going to be a focal point for this Buccaneers team.
And it appears that Aaron Harrison is going to check back into the game. He is back on the bench with the 5 players who appear to be going back in this game. So Harrison is okay. He's going to go back in. As Butch Estes fired up in that huddle down there, as the Bucks have not scored in 2.5 minutes here. And Lynn with the 6-0 run after this game was tied at 4. And the Bucks are going to have to find a way to get out on Ben Berry right now. They cannot allow him to just continue to rattle home triples.
He had 4 in each of the first 2 meetings against these 2 teams. Was 4 of 11, and I believe a couple of those were late in the second meeting back in Miami Shores, but he's off to a hot start here already. Talk about, you get Aaron Harrison in there, and he stretches the defense in different ways with his ability to take the ball to the hole and shoot the outside jumper, and you got the big man inside of Corey Thomas, plus the penetration of Russell Wilson. This is a very dangerous Lynn team in a lot of different respects, and the Buccaneers just can't focus in on one area with this team today. Unlike yesterday where they were guard heavy and could control the paint, this is a much different matchup for this Buccaneers team.
This is Wilson, top of the key now with the basketball. Finds Harrison, who checked back into the game. Now Landers top of the key. Landers guarded by Barletta. They try to go down to Thomas, and it looks like Jamani Robinson's going to get whistled for a foul. Jamani just checked into the game and already picks up his first. That's the second team foul, on the Bucks.
And not the ideal start to send your big man in there and to pick up a foul within the first 10 seconds.
Harrison finds space off the inbounds and hits. And the Bucks in a hole early, trailing now 12-4. Berry needs to get some offense going. Only 4 points here, and we've almost played 6 minutes in this ball game. Ferralis has it top of the key. Over to Barletta. Junio has space for a jumper. That's no good. Gonzalez had the rebound poked away, but he was fouled from behind. I think Aaron Harrison is going to pick up the foul, so the Bucks got a break there. As Barletta had a very good look and could not hit. The Bucks have started ice cold in this one. 2 of 7 from the field to start. Robinson over to Williams. He has it stolen as Wilson able to rip it away. Lynn trying to get a double-digit lead if they can get a basket here. Wilson still dribbling around. Williams on him. Has it over right wing now. And swings it back out top to Ben Berry. Berry has to go all the way back near half court to get it. Now puts it on the floor, hands off to Wilson. This is Landers. He's open for a three, and he hits one. 15-4. Lynn out to the lead, and Coach Podjestes has to take a timeout.
Yeah, the Fighting Knights on an 11-0 run over the last 2 minutes and change. 4 of 4 during that stretch. Meanwhile, the Bucks in a scoring drought nearing 4 minutes. They are 0 of their last 4. So
now this is snowballing here for the Bucks early. They need to get some baskets and some stops now.
Mirrors the start of yesterday, only just the other way around when the Bucks got out to the quick start on Union.
Well, Jim, the Bucks have started slow many times this season, but you know, there's no tomorrow if they don't pick it up. They're going to need to do that. 13:48 left here in the first half.
Yeah, win or go home at this point. You're in the NCAA tournament. It's one and done.
Here's Ari Williams off to Barroetta. Finds Gonzalez creeping through the lane, no good. And the rebound taken in by Thomas. Bucks miss another opportunity. Ben Berry with the ball, swings back to Wilson. Wilson brings it over towards the left side. Comes around a screen. Gonzalez able to pick him up. Ball is loose now on the floor, and Adrian Gonzalez able to fall on it. So the Bucks forced a turnover, and here comes Ari Williams. Berry still stuck on 4 points with 13 minutes to go here in the first half as Barroetta drives and got hacked. And Thomas is going to pick up the foul. They're not going to make it easy on Junio Barroetta. He got fouled hard there. Now Junio will have to step up and hit some free throws, and Derek Hill is going to make his way into the ball game.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I don't know how much longer you can afford to keep Derek Hill out, especially falling behind by 11 early in this game and struggling to score, and you're going to need your facilitator in to find ways to create, and there's the answer with the insertion of Derek Hill.
So Barroetta knocks down the free throws, and the Bucks end that scoring drought. It's 15-6. Lynn out in front. Wilson, Hill bothering him up the floor. You see the defense there of Hill. Pass off to Thomas is poked away. And here comes Derek Hill. Up to Barroetta, and Hill threw it away. Oh, the Bucks forced a turnover, and they gave it right back. Now Landers takes a deep triple. That's no good. Barroetta down with the rebound, and here comes Junio. Junio up the near sideline, back out to Hill. Hill has not played since the first half of the conference tournament finals. And here is Derek Hill driving. Hill gets all the way through. It's good, but an offensive foul first. Ben Berry came over and drew the charge as Hill picks up the foul. First on Hill, third team foul. Barroetta's going to head off to the bench. Savad Garner coming back in. The Bucks trailing here, 15-6.
Well, that basket was just Berry's first in the last 6 field goal attempts, and it took Derek Hill to do it. A stretch that neared 5 minutes.
As that ball's thrown away, I have to correct something there, Jim. The basket from Hill was counted. They said the foul after the ball, I guess, had left his hand, so it's 15-8. Bucks in front. The basket by Hill was good, and now Berry has the ball back again. They've trailed by as many as 11. It's 15-8 now with 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Gonzalez down to Garner. Garner off to Giovanni Robinson, and that ball is turned over. So the Bucks give it right back. That's Pavle Rekovic, who's in the game now for Lynn, who came up with the steals. The air ball there from Harrison, but the rebound by Landers, and he's fouled underneath. That will bring us to another timeout on the floor. This has been a very, very poor start for the Bucks, Jim, as they are turning the basketball over, now up to 5 turnovers, and they're not shooting it too much better from the field, just 3 of their first 9. And Lynn has gotten off 13 shots, Jim. They're out rebounding the Bucks here in this one, 8-5 to start. And they've already gotten themselves 3 offensive rebounds. The Bucks, Jim, have hit one of their last 6 from the field.
Yeah, Lynn out rebounding the Bucks. The one thing that has kept Barry in it in these last couple minutes is 3 turnovers by the Fighting Knights that have given Barry possessions to try to find a way to chip away at this deficit, which was at one point 15-4. They've cut that in half a little bit. And just 3 players have scored for the Bucks already. You had the 2 early baskets by Savad Garner and Derek Hill with the only other field goal, and Unio Barweta with the 2 free throws.
Well, the Bucks have to get their offense going in this one. Anders Haas has yet to take a shot. Juan Ferrales is 0 for 2, another big source of offense for the Bucks. And Giovanni Robinson, who's out there as well, is yet to take a shot. Let's see who the Bucks go with here. It's going to be Hill, Ferrales, Gonzalez, Robinson, and Anders Haas. Oh, here we go. Wilson inbound from underneath his own basket. 11:50 to go as it goes into Barry. The quick triple is no good. It looks like another offensive rebound, and it is. Wilson able to take it down. Rekovic now has it down low. Kicks out to an open Ben Barry. Another 3 on the way, and he hits. A second time in this game, he's gotten a 3 on a second chance opportunity. It's back to a double-digit lead at 10, 18-8. Well, the Bucks getting hurt on the board so far in this ball game. That is now 6 second chance points for Lynn. Garner over to Hill. Hill, tough matchup with Wilson. He's ripped. Wilson gets the steal. He is all alone, gets it off to Ben Barry, who is fouled by Garner. It's going to be free throws coming up for Lynn.
Well, Derek Hill hasn't played in about 3 halves here, and you can see that he's just not quite in game form. What we've been used to over these last 2 years of Derek Hill, you make him sit almost 2 games, and he's got to find a way to get into a rhythm. Had the turnover early on his first possession and then got picked there.
Barletta back in for Robinson here as Barry missed the first free throw. Ben Barry will get one more, trying to get this back to an 11-point game as he sets, and it's off the mark. So the lead stays at 10, 18-8. The Bucks have turned it over 6 times, not even halfway through our first half. Hill driving through again. Hill gets all the way and scores. So Derek Hill has gone to the basket twice. He's hit a couple of layups as the Bucks are desperate for some offense now, trailing by 8 here. As Scholl with it out on the left wing, finds Harrison top of the key. Garner on him. Harrison over to Rekovic. Hands back off to Scholl. Scholl comes around a screen. And here's a triple on the way from Johnson. That's no good. Got his own rebound. Goes back up. Missed the layup, but it's tipped back in. Rekovic, a third opportunity. And more second chance points. That's 8 now. As the Bucks are getting crushed on the boards to start this game. Back to a 10-point lead, 20-10. Here's Hill. Swings over to Juan Ferrales. Juan steps into a 2 off the glass and good.
Very
Juan
good
Ferrales
use
able to hit.
Of the glass by Juan Ferrales. And good for Derek Hill to get that find, get him into a rhythm.
This is Scholl dribbling around with Hill on him. Bucks really need a stop here as Harrison driving baseline, gets all the way through. His layup is no good, and Ferrales down with the rebound. The Bucks get a stop. And goes up to Barweta. Back to Ferrales, top of the key. Juan puts it on the floor, off to Garner. Garner not able to hit, ball is knocked around. Ben Barry able to tip it over to Rekovic. And Lynn will get it back again. Here's Johnson. Johnson alley-oop to Harrison, who goes up and finishes.
Bucks having problems getting back defensively, and Lynn exploiting Barry in transition.
Derek Hill on the left wing. Looking to drive again, gets cut off, swings it over to Ferralis in the corner for a triple. That's no good. Gonzalez's putback is no good. Goes up again and misses, but he's fouled. Man, oh man, there is a lid over that basket right now for the Bucks, as they just can't get anything to fall here.
No, but great work there in the offensive glass by Adrian Gonzalez with 2 offensive rebounds. And now a chance to go to the free throw line.
And Gonzalez misses the first free throw. Man, oh man, the Bucks yet to hit a 3 in this one, as Ari Williams and Anders Haas will check back into the game. Derek Hill and Juan Ferralis will check out. Adrian sets for the second free throw, and he left it short. Adrian misses the pair. It stays a 10-point game, 22-12. Wilson top of the key. Swings over to Ben Berry. He's had the hot hand. Now Johnson. Johnson back over to Wilson. Haas on him. Wilson swings it down to Rekovic, working on Barweta. The up and under move is no good. It's tipped back up and in. More second chance points. That's 10 now for Lynn, and their lead is 12. Doubling up the Bucks, 24-12.
And I believe it was the smallest guy on the floor for them too, and Russell Wilson getting that tip.
Here's Anders Haas. Puts it on the floor, spinning through, and he traveled. And the Bucks give it right back to Lynn with turnover number 7. As they'll come back with Giovanni Robinson, Adrian Gonzalez will head off. This start has gone about as bad as it could possibly go for the Bucks. They've turned it over a bunch, and they are just getting manhandled on the boards right now, giving up 10 second chance points to start this game. Here's Wilson. Wilson comes around a screen. Haas able to stay with him. Brings it over the right side now. Over to Johnson. Johnson back to Wilson. Puts it on the floor. Gets right to the basket. His layup's good. Oh, Haas bit. Thought he might have been thinking about the 3. And Russell Wilson is not going to shoot that. And he went right by Haas and got right to the rim. It's 26-12. And the Bucks, Jim, are going to need some baskets. They're going to find themselves out of this game in the first half.
Yeah, Butch Estes didn't like what he saw and quickly called a timeout after Russell Wilson went to his left and laid that one in. A tough angle shot, was able to get by both Anders Haas and Giovanni Robinson, who was trying to front Rajkovic, and took advantage of the gap in the lane and has given the Fighting Knights a 14-point lead. Lynn on a 6-0 run over the last 139 in this game. Very struggling for offense early on, shooting 35% from the floor, and have yet to make a three-pointer as well.
Well, the Bucks find themselves in a position they're going to have to chip away at this thing. It's a 14-point deficit, 26-12. More pressure here from Lynn as we tick under 7.5 to go here in the first half. Here's Ari Williams, top of the key. Brings it over right side now. Here's Anders Haas. Haas a little daylight for a 3 and hits. Anders Haas able to knock down. That's the first 3 of the game for the Bucks. That's a big one. As Wilson quickly back up the floor, goes all the way. His layup's no good. Another offensive rebound, but Robinson able to pull it away this time. Rajkovic got it again. Here's Haas. Open look for 3. No good, and the rebound taken in by Scholl. Boy, that would have been huge for the Bucks. Haas not able to knock it down. Wilson. Williams staying on him, swings it over to Scholl. Scholl back to Ben Berry, who's open for a 3, and hits another. Ben Berry is putting it on the Bucks right now.
4 triples today for a shooter with 80 this year.
Ari Williams trying to answer, can't do it. Ben Berry down with the rebound. Swings it up to Rajkovic down low, has position, goes up and got fouled. This is getting away from the Bucks early here. Barry really needs some offense now, Jim.
Well, they need some offense, but they also need to find a way to get a stop. Getting beat in transition and have no answers for the Fighting Knights on the defensive end.
6:21 to go here in the first half. We'll take a pause. It's Lynn 29, Barry 15. And Lynn will have free throws win. We come back. You're watching the 2015 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. Welcome back inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse here on the campus of Florida Southern. It's Barry 15, Lynn 29, as Lynn is just putting it on the Bucks right now, Jim. And we've seen this a few times this season. These Sunshine State Conference teams that have struggled against the Bucks, and in the rematches, Jim, some of these teams have gotten the better of Barry, and Lynn is doing that right now as Rajkovic with a couple of free throws. He hits the first. It's 30-15.
Yeah, I think Lynn still remembers the taste they had in their mouth and the last time these two teams met when Barry won by double digits and didn't like the way things were getting as that game wore on. And Lynn getting the better of Barry early on in this one.
Boy, another offensive rebound here and a foul on Juan Ferralis. That's going to be more free throws as Scholl is going to go to the line now. The Bucks are just getting crushed on the offensive glass, Jim. I think that is offensive rebound number 9 for Lynn. They have 10 second chance points and looking for more now. It's a 1-and-1 situation.
Yeah, out rebounded Barry 18-10. The Knights
free throw
are.
Is no good, and Ferralis able to grab the rebound. Here's Williams. Ari Williams trying to drive through. Maybe got away with a push off there. Gets it back in the corner and got fouled shooting a 3. So Williams will go to the line to shoot 3 free throws. I mean, the Bucks, Jim, interestingly enough, I mean, they're dodging bullets right now. We're talking about more missed free throws on the other end for Lynn.
They're looking for anything at this point to spark this team, and maybe it's a situation like this, even to go to the free throw line for 3 free throws, see if we can't get something going here. Ari Williams makes a living from beyond the arc, but 90% of his field goals come from beyond the 3-point arc.
Williams sets for the second after hitting the first and rattles it home. Derek Hill and Savad Garner will come back into the game. Anders Haas will come out. Garner's going to come in for the shooter Ari Williams. Also Trey Leonard's going to make his first appearance. And Leonard will come in for Giovanni Robinson. So Williams has hit the first 2 free throws. He sets for the third. And that's good. And Williams will head out. Garner will come in. Interesting lineup here for the Bucks. As they go a little bit bigger here, as they have Baroweta, Garner, and now Leonard in there. No pressure here from the Bucks as Lynn able to just walk the ball right up. Bucks known for their pressure as Wilson brings it over left side. Comes around a screen from Johnson. Wilson, it's a little push off. Rajkovic tries to drive in. It was poked away from behind by Leonard. Nice play. Here's Ferralis now. Trying to get it down to Baroweta. That's nice defense down there by Scholl. And here's Hill. Over to Ferralis. Now they get it down to Baroweta. Unio going to work, goes up, can't hit, and Rajkovic is down with the rebound.
Unio still without a field goal today. It's 0 of 4 now for the leading scorer.
Johnson goes up over Leonard, and Trey Leonard came up with the block. Nice defense on the past two possessions by Trey Leonard as Derek Hill gets a full head of steam and goes to the basket and got fouled. So Derek Hill trying to get aggressive and hit these free throws. It'll be back to a 10-point game as the Bucks trailing by 12, 30-18. 5:07 left here in the first half.
Derek Hill's the type of player who, when backs are against the wall, has a tendency to try to take games over, create in different ways, or find a way to produce offense. And there was a prime example of it as he took it right at the cup and picked up the foul. These free throws are important, though.
And Hill misses the pair. Man, oh man. The Bucks missed 2 more free throws, and they still trail by 12 with 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Scholl now top of the key. Looking for Ben Berry, who has 14 points. And that is a 5-second call as Scholl didn't get rid of the basketball. And Jim, you just look at those free throws. Those are really big. As this would be a 10-point game. The Bucks try to cut it to single digits here.
Yeah, 4 missed free throws already for Barry, 5 of 9 from the line. For a team that's 3rd in the country in free throw shooting, coming up on the unfortunate end today.
Here's Leonard, off to Barletta, cutting the basket, it's good and a foul.
Well, there's a big basket and a great look there by Trey Leonard to hit the slashing Unio Barletta. Maybe that'll get Unio going.
Well, they need Unio right now.
He got it down to 10, and if he hits the free throw, a 9-point deficit would certainly look a lot better than where they were just minutes ago, down staring at a 15-point deficit.
And another missed free throw by the Bucks.
The struggles continue.
Man, oh man. Stays a 10-point game, 30-20 with 4.5 to play here in the first half. This is Wilson. Hill giving him a lot of space. They'll let him shoot. Don't want to let this guy shoot, though, as Ben Berry puts it on the floor. Berry dribbling through traffic. Got it back over to Wilson. Wilson, screen comes from Rajkovic. Now tries to get it back to him down low, and he dropped it out of bounds, and the Bucks get it back again.
Well, it's been Berry's ineptitude throughout most of this first half on the offensive end, and Lynn's inability to hang on to the ball that have kind of hurt both teams, because it could either be a much closer game if Berry could find ways to score, or it could be a rout with Lynn if they could find a way to take care of the basketball. That's 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes.
Corey Thomas just came back into the game for Rajkovic. For Lynn, here's Hill. Hill has had success going to the basket, tries it again, finds Barletta. Got a little bump there, no call though. And the Bucks give it back to Lynn.
A tough angle there for Unio, is falling out of bounds, kind of behind the backboard. Just had to force that one up as he got up in the air.
Here's Landers, top of the key, trying to get it down to Thomas. Now there's Wilson left side. Wilson with Hill on him as we near 3 minutes to go. Scholl. Back to Wilson. 7 on the shot clock. Wilson drives off to Landers. He has an open look for 3, and it rattles in.
So 6 for 12 from beyond the arc. The Fighting Knights today shooting 50% from long range.
Hill whips it down to Garner, who's able to hit. Boy, this has been just a struggle, though, for the Bucks, Jim. I mean, they picked a bad time to play one of their worst halves of the season.
It's just Barry's 3rd field goal in their last 10 attempts.
But they're still in this game. A lot of time left to play. Here's Landers again. He's had the hot hand. Now Wilson gets free, going right to the basket. Thomas tried for the putback and couldn't finish that either. Now Hill.
At the numbers.
Hill had that was kicked. So the ball will stay with the Bucks. We have timeout on the floor first. Well, Jim, when you dig yourself such a big hole like the Bucks did, it takes a lot of energy to come back in these games. And the Bucks have been able to do it on occasion this season. We'll see if they have another one left in them.
Yeah, there's been 4 times that Barry has trailed by double-digit deficits throughout the year. They trailed by, of course, the big one was 17 at Eckerd with 6:59 to go. Everybody's talking about that one all year long, but they also trailed by 11 against St. Leo and 11 against Tampa and found ways to win that game, and trailed by 12 against Rollins on the road. That one was in the second half, early in the second half, and came back. So twice in the first half and twice in the second half, double-digit leads, and found ways to come back and win those games. It's going to take an awful lot here to ask them to do it again, and you just don't want to keep finding yourselves in a hole and burying yourself even deeper and deeper.
Well, I think the number that'll bother the Barry coaching staff is the rebounding margin. It's 23-13 in favor of Lynn, which is not a number that the coaches are going to be very pleased with. But still, the Bucks with an opportunity to cut into this lead here. And if they can get a little mini run here going into the half, I think they'll feel a little better about themselves. As Hill to inbound. Having trouble getting it in. Hill finally gets it into Ferralis. Juan drives, dishes off to Adrian Gonzalez, and the Bucks throw it away again.
Adrian can't handle the pass from Juan Ferralis, and it looked like a good setup by Juan. Adrian was not ready for it. Another missed opportunity for Barry on the offensive end.
Well, in with the basketball yet again, Scholl, and he's going to call timeout. He got trapped in the corner there.
Not a bad force of a timeout there, as Barry applying a little trapping pressure along the sidelines, making the Knights burn one here.
Now the Bucks have turned it over 8 times here in the first half. They've given up 12 points off of those 8 turnovers. They've given up 10 second chance points. And that's really right now the story of your first half. It's the offensive rebounding from Lynn. They have 10 of those and a second chance baskets.
Not to mention the 6 3-point field goals for the Fighting Knights, which has covered over half of their point total. 18 of their 33 points have come from beyond the arc.
Russell Wilson with the ball. Back to Scholl. Bucks trying to put some pressure on the ball. Ben Barry, catch and shoot. The 3 is good. Ben Barry has hit another.
Ben Barry has the hot hand with 5 triples already in this first half. It surpasses what he's done against this Buccaneer team in both of the previous 2 meetings.
Garner working down low. Garner goes up and got tied up. Jump ball. The possession arrow will stay with the Bucks.
Fred Landers tying up Savad Garner as he tried to spin back into the lane and got his hands on top of the ball and tied up Savad.
Here's Ari Williams. 1:40 to go. Finds Ferralis. Juan goes up, got fouled, and he's going to go to the line.
And the Bucks just can't get that bounce, that roll to fall. They need a 3-point play. Something, a spark of some sort. Staring at another 14-point deficit as these final 97 seconds tick off of this first half clock.
First free throw from Ferralis is good. Well, it's been all Benjamin Barry here in the first half. He's got 17 points, and he's nearly outscoring the Bucks by himself. As Ferralis hits another. The Bucks trail by 12, 34-26. Just a few possessions remain here in the first half. Ben Barry really looking for his shot right now. Gets it down to Landers, who has good position but couldn't hit. And Savad Garner down with the rebound. Hands off to Ari Williams. Williams back out to Garner, over to Barroetta. Unio tries a three, that's good. And Barroetta able to knock one down.
And now they've got
Garner got dumped at the end of that play too.
I was going to say, now they finally got it down to 9, so a manageable deficit. If they can find a way to get another stop and get this within 7 before the half, it would be a lot better than where they were staring just a half a minute ago.
Wilson finds Ben Berry. Bucks trap immediately. Now Wilson from the corner. Nearly gets tied up, throws it off Garner. And the ball will stay with Lynn. There's 18 seconds on the shot clock.
So Barry has caused Lynn to burn half of its shot clock here with that trapping pressure along the sidelines right in front of the Bucks bench.
Wilson gets it back into Landers. Landers, oh, he's fouled by Garner. Bad foul. And that's going to put Landers on the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Yeah, the 8th team foul for Barry already. They're in the 1-and-1 situation. But maybe more importantly, it's a second on Savad Garner.
The front end of the 1-and-1 is good for Landers. Now you can see how upset Coach Estes was at that foul. That was really not something the Bucks wanted to do.
No, not after you'd worn half their shot clock down and was playing pretty good defense.
And so 2 freebies there for Landers. Back to an 11-point game, 38-27, with 45 seconds to go now. As Williams brings it up the floor, over to Ferralis left wing. Juan finds Unio top of the key. Now Ari Williams again, off to Trey Leonard. Leonard still with it, back to Ari Williams. 30 seconds to go, and 12 on the shot clock. Williams puts it on the floor, got past Thomas, dishes it off to Trey Leonard, who lays it up and in. Clock is ticking, 20 seconds now. Pass is stolen by Barroetta. Unio, oh, he got hammered at the rim. And Barroetta will go to the line. He went right at Thomas.
Yeah, listed at 6'6", going up against the 6'10", 6'11", Corey Thomas. Probably generous 6'6" for Unio Barroetta, but giving up 5-6 inches nonetheless, and Unio went straight at him. Good news is that they picked up the second foul on Corey Thomas.
And Barroetta misses yet another free throw. Oh, the Bucks are really blowing it at the line right now. They've now missed, I believe, 6, Jim. Barroetta's missed a couple himself as he sets for the second, and Trey Leonard is going to get rung up for a lane violation. As Barroetta made that one, and that whole play comes up empty for the Bucks, and the Lynn cheering section standing and applauding as the Bucks just kind of shoot themselves in the foot there.
Unio with a little hesitation release on his free throw, and Trey Leonard getting anxious, leaning in. You'd think by now at this point in the season you'd know your teammates' tendencies, and Trey Leonard a little over anxious, a costly mistake by the Buccaneers and Trey Leonard.
Here's Wilson, 7 seconds, 4 seconds. Wilson puts it on the floor, drives the lane, goes up and scores right at the horn. And a fitting end to an awful first half for the Bucks, who trail 40-29 heading into the break. And boy, they are going to need a really big second half to get themselves back into this game, because Lynn is clicking on all cylinders right now.